So as you can see, I have pretty much two drawings with exact the same amount and colors on marker, but when I apply the pencils, I change it on purpose slightly, the feeling and the color. So after you apply the marker, just the base, and then you select your pencils, you can change, and kind of the perception of the drawing and the feeling of the space can change totally. So in any case, let me show you also how to do the wooden floor. And I already did a little bit of this on the other one. I'm gonna add a couple of shades on the side of the pictures just to pop them up. A little bit of shades and a little bit of wood, maybe on the table, since the, what we try, it didn't show too much. So in the case of the wood, I'm gonna use two different color pencils. On the dark shaded place, I'm going to use the darker brown. And on where the light is supposed to be hitting, I'm going to use the lighter brown. I'm going also to use probably the darker into the table at this point and for the shadows. So the first one, because the light is coming this way, is probably going to be a line darker here, okay? And it's also a good way to cover if anything from that frame smear into the wall when I was applying the marker. It's kind of a way to correct, mistakes. I'm going to apply some. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to do the wood, and it's very easy to do the wood once you get used to it. And you just wiggle, you can come back and wiggle. A very important part is that your pencils are really sharp, okay? So you just have to look at the wood grain, and there's a couple of samples on your book, and there's a couple of samples we can get from the sample library. And that's a very good way, because different wood have different grains, all right, and different colors, of course. But on this one, immediately, as you can see, just applying that, it kind of help that now the floor is wood. So you just have to wiggle. Don't get, not too much, not too little. Some of them are going to be just parallel lines, but not straight lines. Okay. And like that. And this is the grain, how the wood. And I'm gonna show you from this side, like you can do this, don't do too many of this, but once in a while is a good way to show the material. As I said before, you're probably gonna have a sample of the wood, the floorings, the color of the walls. And in this case, this one is probably always vertical, like that. I mean horizontal. Now I can go over and maybe just shade a little bit of the picture. I can also splash some more of the color on the painting. Okay, I can shade a little bit more on the shade on the lamp. Remember, this is a very basic drawing. You can, alter the lamp form. You can put a cover on the table. You can make the table metal and glass. I mean, you can really change just having the basic, just having the perspective. I'm just gonna take advantage of, the reflection maybe here and there, maybe the reflection. Okay, I'm gonna have some of the blue. I know there's no blue on the plan, but it doesn't matter. There's no blue on the shade, but it helps me to shade it to go a little darker. And I'm going to do probably another part, and I'm going to pretend also the table is also made out of wood. Maybe the table has been a little bit overdone, and if I wanted to finish, you know, probably I'll do one more just to make sure that I take all the good part of this one, all the good part of this one, and I put it together on the third one. And as you know probably by now, there's a moment where the paper does not take any more color. And that probably is the time to stop coloring there. So we didn't use the pastels in this case, but you know, pretty much the colors are there. We can add maybe a little bit just so we make sure that, you know, we diffuse some of the and create a little bit better, a little bit of heart. Let me put something under because this side is too soft. Yeah. And maybe I can add a little bit of this in here. To soften. I can also get rid of this dirty part. There. And I can just add some over here. Just to add like it was something else, you know. Things are not totally. So, in any case, this is pretty much less than 15-minute rendering. With the other